Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy IDK and it's the I Desire Knowledge podcast where we desire a lot of things, but the main thing is knowledge. And today, we desire knowledge about the music industry. We here with the gang. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead and tell us y'all's group name if y'all got it, and we can get this thing rolling.
Hey, my name is Mac. It stands for Making Art, Creating Knowledge. We here.
I am the villain by nature, not by choice. You know what it is. You know what it is. It's Wex N Friends. We turning up in this bitch.
Hey man, you know what's going on? It's the one and only Will the Wise, the wisdom inside self elevates, man. Let's get it.
It's your boy Sake. Dewey. You feel me? We in this motherfucker. Yeah.
And I be Wex. I'm the producer and engineer for my friends here, and then also spearheading the operation known as Wex N Friends too. The sequel.
The sequel. So with the sequel and with all the motion y'all got going on, how did all this start? How did y'all individually and as a group put this together?
So the first one came. I'd seen this one project done by a producer one time. His name is Captain Crunch. He was like an underground SoundCloud producer. He kind of blew up later. Yeah, exactly. But like way early, he did this thing. And it was like Crunch and Friends, and he just got tracks with a bunch of people on his beats. And I was like, that's cool, because like you don't really see a lot of producers like as like a hub for like, you're like one node where a bunch of links connect to. So like I've recorded over 100 artists at this point. So having like selected those people who I really enjoy working with and then getting them to be a part of something like and really push them in different directions, have them attempt different genres. There's people that probably would have never met and made songs together, collaborated, had you know, a project like this not happen. The first one went so well. Yeah, it was like almost a culture that was built around that just persisted after that first show.
What culture are y'all trying to build with y'all's group?
One thing I really like about it is individuality, is because like it's like we use the term group because like we're around each other a lot of the time, but like
Gang,
it's yeah, squad.
Everybody gang.
Yeah, it's really just a lot of individuals that have like similar goals, but it's not an organization in that sense of the matter. It's really a bunch of individuals that just fuck with each other's stuff, and like, you know, you can get a lot more done with, you know, by, you know, reaching out and asking for something. Like I remember one time I needed a makeup artist. I don't know no fucking makeup artist, but then within the hour I had one. You know, and
just connections.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I don't know it, somebody else knows someone who knows someone, and then just having all those links established from, you know, a collaborative effort, like lets everyone else kind of build out of that, and then get them wherever they need to go on their journey.
So being the producer, I know that you have all the ins and the outs, but as artists, what goes into being an artist? I know the producer process, but as an artist, like what are some of the highs and lows that go into being an artist?
Nigga, when I tell you, listen, fam, I'm finna give y'all motherfuckers the real.
Talk to him, bro. Talk to him.
I hate when motherfuckers listen to some music and be like, okay, understand something. Music is subjective, right? Russ, for example, he makes great music for 4 million other people. I'm not one of the 4 million, but I don't think he's trash. He just hasn't made the song for me. When a motherfucker says, boy, this shit trash as hell, I want you to go try and make a song, bitch. When you don't feel like it, too.
Oh God.
Oh
no,
God,
that
for real,
is
for real.
hard.
Or like when you have to go back in the past and be like, damn, I remember when I was sad, depressed, heartbroken, woo, mad as hell. I have to go back to that when I don't want to go back to that to make this song.
So have you ever been in that process while making a song?
For sure, plenty of times.
How do you get through that process? Because I know with content creation, it kind of relates to the same thing. Because I be upset, depressed for weeks. And I'm like, dog, I need a video. I need to connect with some people. How do you get past that where you're just beating yourself up, but you know you still got to put out content?
Honestly, it's because I'm from the gutter, I'm from the mud. So like I'm used to like having to like go through
hustle,
shit. You feel what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm used to being against the wall and knowing like, damn, like, I'm going through shit, but at the end of this fucking tunnel, I'm gonna get what the hell I'm working for. You feel what I mean? So like, it's cool. It's mainly like motivation. So
No, for real. I feel like as an artist, you really got to learn how to persevere in this industry because, you know, you'll go through times where you might have a song that may not get the love it you feel like it deserves, but you can't allow that to affect you emotionally. You got to keep going. You got to come back and keep creating new art. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you get better in this. When I started doing music, bro, I didn't start out cold. I didn't start out as good as I am now. It took years of me honing in on my craft and focusing in even when I didn't feel like it, you know, even when people telling me it's good, but I'm still feeling like it's trash. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just, I feel like as an artist, you got to be constantly willing to elevate yourself, constantly willing to expand your roles and as far as like your creativity and how you go about presenting your art, you know, because art is amazing. You can, hey man, but I feel like don't be creative, but don't pressure yourself. Don't feel like, man, you got to meet deadlines or some shit, because sometimes it's gonna happen when it happens, bro. And definitely with music, you know, you're gonna have those songs that you might not ever put out, but you still got to go out there and do it.
I think you just remove choice from it. You don't ask yourself whether or not you're doing it, and then you just end up getting things done. Also helps, yeah, especially with something like this where there's so many moving parts. It sounds like you say it out loud, and it seems like, how are we ever gonna get that thing done? And then what makes it digestible for me and like how I can do things day to day and not feel like I'm just like lost is like I make small goals, like take like the big objective and then break it down in a bunch of different pieces and just be like, all right, today we're going to get these things done. And then if I get those done, then today's a success. You know?
So
And
where you're at right now, what are some of the small goals that each of you have in place to try to better your career, if you have any?
I know, like for me, just like what I'm like where I'm at with what I'm doing, like I write a lot. So and then like sometimes I write for other people, and like yeah, like sometimes I write for other people. And for this project specifically, I've been writing a fuck ton, like so much, and like so I'm like my goal for me, like it's just like I'm trying to like make sure that I'm still building myself as an artist while like still being able to like provide like creativity for other people in their like pocket of, because the type of music I make, it like I work with a bunch of guys like all the time, so it's like a lot of times I'm the only, or at least the only female artist in the room. That's not the case on this project, but the first one it was. I was the only girl on the tape.
So does
like,
that ever bring in some kind of intimidation for you, just being the only girl in the room?
Not really. I hang out with mostly guys anyways. I'm real tomboyish and I'm just like really, but it's not really a competition. Like sometimes I'll catch myself, I'm like, I'm the hardest female artist, and and Wex is like, stop saying you're the hardest female artist. You were one of the hardest artists, period, in the room. Fuck the fact that you're female. So yeah, like so it's like I'm trying to get better at marketing. Cause trying to get better. That's something that Wex has talked to all of us about. Honestly, you could have the best project. It could be mixed amazing. The beat could be fire. The lyrics amazing. Delivery great. But if you don't put it out there for people to see, no one gives a fuck. Like if I don't know it exists, there are songs all the time I hear like, "Oh, that's a hard song." But like it's probably been out for like 5-6 years, and I'm just not. It's new to me. And sometimes like kind of like what you like when they said earlier, it's hard to make the content or force yourself to like write when you don't really feel like it, or get in the studio when you don't really feel like it. Like sometimes like I have to post. You have to make content, and sometimes it'd be an old ass song. Like it might be something you dropped 5-6 years ago. It's new to somebody, so you got to promote it like it's new to somebody. Like that's
I feel that. I feel like you gotta appreciate the journey too.
Yeah.
You gotta appreciate your process. Like to release those songs, bro. Let people see your progress, your journey, and how you grow. Because exactly, because if you ever pop, you got all these songs in your catalog that people listening to. Now you can potentially make money off of your old catalog.
Relating it with content creation and music, I got a bunch of videos in the file that I'm just like, man, this shit is trash. Like, I don't think anybody was gonna like it. And like you said,
the bar for perfection is always rising. So like,
So now I want to ask you a question. Why do you hold on to those?
because it's like, I know maybe to me they're trash, but to other people it could be gold. You never know which song, which video that you put out is gonna pop. It could be one, and usually it is one that's trash that you feel like's trash, and then everybody's like, "Bro, this video's hard." Like
for me, I know I got songs I write down for certain beats and stuff, and then I'm like, man, I don't even like the song, but then those same lyrics might apply to a different beat
And that's what it is.
and break perfectly.
The way people connect with things, I think, is just different.
You know, you never know how something's gonna connect. I had the same experience with a song I released that I didn't enjoy at first, and it just, you know, it had more traction than any of the other ones I really promoted, and it was just interesting, like, to see that perspective of something could connect with somebody you don't even.
It's all about the perspective.
That's why it's important to reach out though. Have people to listen to your stuff, like give you feedback, positive, creative feedback. Right.
Keep in mind that like also like outside of like you're around when you do something for a living or like, career path, you're around people in that profession all the time. So sometimes like I'll have a song and I'll be like, "Mo, this is mid," and I'll let like my friends that are artists here, and they'll be like, "Yeah, like I see," and they start picking it apart, not because they trying to shit on me, but because they're like, we want everybody to put their best shit out. But like when you have people, the average person consuming your song is probably not an artist or someone. The average person consuming your videos is not someone who sits in front of a computer making videos and pushes content like that. So what you think is mid is gold to somebody else that doesn't even know the first thing about it. Like when Wex is in here mixing or making a beat, I'm like, this shit is fire. And he's like, bro, it's really mid as fuck. I gotta fix all this shit. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. It sound good to me. Like, I like it.
That's why audience is so important as artists, bro. It's like,
So what target audience are y'all trying to affect?
Everybody.
Everybody?
The reason why I say everybody is the moment you start being like, oh, I want this particular type of motherfucking crowd, you singling yourself out immediately. I want anybody to fuck with my music. I don't care what you is. I don't care what you do, because at the end of the fucking day, if you support me, I support you. You're more than a fan. You're family. We in this bitch. So it's like, anybody fuck with the music. Nigga, music is free. It's freedom. Anybody can fuck with the music.
so don't ever limit yourself on what you can do or what audience you can reach.
I'm trying to be with the EDM crowd, rock and roll crowd, country crowd, soul crowd, everybody in this bitch.
So y'all don't necessarily believe in like you have to have a set niche or a set genre of
We live in a time now, bro, you can literally go viral off.
You could go,
Yes.
and that's part of what's
Anything.
in the beginning, where it's like niggas be, oh, like this is trash. And personally, for me, I see it as like art. You could see a painting, right? And it doesn't have to mean tell somebody put time into it. Tell that you're right. It's work, it's passion, it's whatever. That's how we connect with these people. Even if you don't resonate with the song itself, you can tell the craft, you can tell the art that goes into it, you can tell the vision, those type of things.
Yeah, like the original question of like, what do you want your target market to be, or like who's the end people that will consume it? Like, I think there's something to be said. Like, you want everyone to enjoy this, and like you don't really have a preference of who's supporting you, because like it's all love to whoever's showing it to you, right? But I think like there's two caps I feel like I put on whenever I get asked that question. There's like the marketing brain, that's like who is most likely to enjoy the type of music I'm making. And because like my whole artistry is based on experimentation in the studio. I only started being an artist because like COVID happened. I was at college and all my clients left to go back home and live with their folks, and I'm still at this apartment by myself in Denton. So like I had no vocals to work with, so I had to make my own. And then I just ended up hopping on all sorts of types of beats because I didn't have artists that were trying those things yet. So realistically, like as much as I think I could make a song that would appeal to each type of listener, because I have like versatility in the pocket, like when I go to push that music, I'm not just going to push it to the general public. Like there's probably some people that will latch onto it and be more engaged with it. Like there's some aspect of even like trap music popped off and it was really like popular among like young crowds. And then as like time goes on, like that filters through them and their media that their parents also consume. And now parents are starting to like some trap music, that, and like as time's gone on, those people are now becoming that demographic.
I know my mom, she's sitting there trying to listen to music we listening to.
Yeah.
Even if they don't fuck with it for real, they understand. Like I walked through Target the other day and I'm hearing Amigos or I'm hearing Lil Baby playing, like it's pop music. So the same way they were hearing everything playing across the board and it just becomes part of the culture. It's the same thing where
It's part of the culture. My mom's religious. She asks for the clean version all the time.
The clean version, man, that just sent me way back. I used to have to listen to the clean version.
Like I'm sorry. I was saying, I know like with like target like demographics and stuff, like that was something I literally just had a conversation the last couple weeks, because I jump around a lot and I rap, but I really like making like alternative, like different, like a lot of like rock or like pop influence, like a lot of my music. And something that was hard for me was I really should pick a demographic and like target that, because it just makes it easier to market. But they were Yeah, it does make it harder because that's how I feel like expressing it at the time, and it just makes it hard. But like when I push like really what I'm selling, like and really what you should boil it down to as an artist is just personal. But you shouldn't be worried about selling your to people. You should be worried about selling yourself as a brand as an entirety. So when you think about your target demographic, like I like to rap, but like I say to my songs, I'm not a hood. Like I'm not finna talk about flipping Pete in my song. Like I'm not about to talk about airing niggas out with the blicky. Like that's not my life. Do I know niggas that did that shit? Yeah. Did I grow up around niggas doing that shit? Yeah, for sure. But like I'm not doing that shit. I'm not in the streets. That's not how I was raised. So it's just like I'm a rap about what my experience is, what I do, and whoever fuck with it is gonna fuck with it. And I'm gonna cater to the people who's showing me love, like Sake said.
I feel like that's key for a good artist is to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? In this day and age, because we live in a time where it's so easy to just gravitate to what's popping or what's gonna get the most clicks and views. You know, but those authentic people that make the authentic music and take their time in to know what message they want to portray or what they want to bring to the world, and then still go and get your audience. That's where it's at.
And I think part of that is also separating the idea of like creating something that is, you know, you making music, you making art. You can't be thinking about the marketing process or who you're trying to sell it to.
Yep, right.
Doing that to make it right, because that's a different part of it. Art is one thing, the marketing is a different thing. Crossing those. Gonna seem disingenuous.
Artists, I'm making this shit for me. It's therapy.
Who's gonna buy this right when they
just make it?
Because I know with the videos, like my biggest thing for the past couple months has been, I need to get views, I need to get comments, I need to get this, and I'm falling short by putting out mid videos, mid to me, mid to the audience. So now I try to change it to, I'm just trying to get better at making videos. I'm just trying to get better at falling in love with the process of being a content creator. And then whenever it pops, it does. Because like right now, I'm trying my best not to look at the stats of my videos. Look every 5 minutes, like how many people viewed it, because that shit will wear you sick.
How much value can you add to
It's a result that's not entirely based on your effort. Then like you can have an influence over it, but like whenever I'm looking at anything in life, like even things that are out of your control, I'm like, okay, what influence could I have had on this? And then like looking at it from that standpoint is like, yeah, you might put out a dope video that no one rocks with, like, but you know it's good and you've shown it to people and the people that did watch it liked it, right? So I think the thing is like that same way of falling in love with the process of like making the art. If you want it to become a like livelihood thing, like I ask people all the time, like, because I run into singers that are great singers, but they don't want to be artists. Yeah. Like they like singing other people's songs and they don't love it to the point where I use this word incorrectly, but I say breadth, which actually means the exact same thing as depth, but you can have like a passion, like a wide passion for a bunch of things or a deep passion for something. And like I use the term breadth to describe someone's motivation if they have a deep, such a deep passion for something that they're willing to do the things they don't like doing. So for like a lot of artists, it's marketing. That's why there's a whole profession set around promoting people's music. But like if you can be the type of person that falls in love with that process of actually getting it monetizable, getting yourself out there, and actually like I enjoy the networking part of music. I like the people I meet, I like the conversations I have. I like actually like getting critical ears on my music. I like hearing different perspectives and stuff. That part is fun for me. That's like part of the breadcrumbs that make it really satisfying, like the whole journey. So
yeah, and that's because it's a process all the way around, you know. Like there's no way to half-ass it if you really want to see the results that make it a business, that make it monetizable. You gotta be able to see it as steps. Like these things have to happen. You can kind of choose how they happen, but like certain things have to happen in order for you to continue making progress.